Let's talk about the Overwatch 2 skin problem, but more specifically, the patch being delayed, them selling a Mei skin, and Mei still not being playable. Mei is currently unplayable. They've disabled her because she has a bug with her ice wall, as far as we know, and they released a new skin for her that you can buy for $10. Now, this skin, as far as I can tell, is a reskin of her basic skin. So, like, they just retextured parts of it and added, like, this animated star thing, which is whatever, but maybe they added, like, this is new. I don't know. Maybe this part up here is new. But $10, like this should be like a $5 skin. And also they released it during a time where they delayed the patch. The same day they delayed the patch, and Mei is still unplayable. And then also they released a Symmetra skin for $20, which is way too much as well. And this is like a $5 skin if we're being honest. It's like very simple. There's not much to it. They just created like some, simple black and gold design, and it has like a gold accent, like a darker gold accent. So they probably just reuse that material on all these parts of the model. These individual strands are all just one piece with the opacity, I believe. So not too much crazy going on there. Or maybe that is just modeled in. It's hard to say without looking at it closer. But $20 for a really basic skin, $10 for a retexture on a character you can't play as. I think a lot of people are talking about this, but Overwatch 2 has a skin problem. The skins are way too expensive, and they're selling you Overwatch 1 skins for $20 on like every character. Like Tracer is a perfect example of this, where like everyone's skins are $19, but these are clearly Overwatch 1 skins that they're selling you for $20. I think the Overwatch 1 skins should be like 3 to 5 because a lot of like so many people already have them. So if you're trying to get cool skins to stand out or to look different than everyone, like the stock character that everyone usually looks like, everyone already has these because they got them from loot boxes. So like that's kind of a problem in of itself. But obviously Blizzard shouldn't be releasing skins on a hero you can't play as. That's very poor judgment, especially during the same day they delay a patch. It really just signals to the player base that they don't care about the integrity of the game more so than the profitability of the game. Now you should care about both. Like you obviously have to care about the game being profitable, but if the skins are very expensive, fewer people are going to buy them. And if the skins aren't very different, like in this case, it's like slightly different than her normal outfit, right? It's not that much different, then you're probably going to piss people off even further. It looks like they just added a few accessories and did a retexture, and they're selling it for $10. So it's just not a smart move by Blizzard. I think what they should do is, first of all, they have to follow through on what they say because they've lost public trust. People don't trust them. They're like, oh, we're going to release this balance patch, and then they don't. And then people are already mad at the skins being too expensive. So what do when they delay the patch? They sell another skin. So they can't patch the game and tweak damage values on characters. They can't do that, but they can implement an entire new skin. That's far-fetched. Making small code changes to an existing code base takes seconds to do and maybe minutes to update. So the fact that they can't implement whatever, the Sombra nerf, the Genji nerf, though I don't know that that's needed, the fact they can't implement these things, but they can add two skins is crazy. It's absolutely crazy. From a game development perspective, they could easily implement the balance changes. There's no reason they shouldn't. If they don't want to re-add Mei because they haven't figured out how to fix the bug, fine. But you could at least implement the balance changes that, are getting implemented. It's, it really just shows their priorities. They're just all about making money, which is fine, but like you have to do it in a way that's reasonable. Like selling skins for $20 that aren't even that cool is really crazy. Like if this was insane with tons of like particles and looked at like absolutely nuts with like completely new redone art and everything, and she had like a new voice and everything, maybe. But all right. So let's talk about paladins, because paladins, all the skins in paladins are like $5 to $10. They all have drastic changes. Very few, like there are very few skins in paladins where it's just a recolor of the basic thing that they are selling for money. I don't even think there are any. Like all the skins in paladins have completely redone voice acting, And all the voice lines, like there's a ton of voice lines too, so it's not like there's like two voice lines. They have a it's called the VGS system, where you can like hit V and then hit different key commands to do different chats, like different things like call outs, like enemies behind us, flank left, and so on. They have like probably 50 to 100 voice lines per character. They have a new voice actor do a completely new voice for every single skin. They even do new hit sounds, new alt sounds, new projectiles, new VFX on fucking everything. Every single thing. Whereas with Overwatch, like I have like a Kiriko skin, the witch skin. It looks cool and shit, but like she has a new projectile, but the VFX are the same. The VFX are exactly the same. The alts, her the voice, everything. It's exactly the same. If this were a paladin skin, she would have like a witch voice that would be like funny and kind of like cartoony, but it's just her normal voice. Same thing for like every skin, as far as I know. Same thing for this skin. Or I'm sorry, this skin, which you would think she would sound like maybe like some edgy cyberpunk chick or something, but instead it's just normal Kiriko voice. It's like, especially coming from paladins, it just kind of feels lazy. Where it's like Blizzard has more money, they have more of a following, they have more at stake. Whereas with paladins, they regularly ship more content, and the content is cheaper, and they put in more work. Now, some people like to argue that Overwatch is like the superior game and whatever, and that's debatable. The only problem I really have with Paladins is the hitboxes. Aside from that, it's whatever. But high res, the people that made Paladins, they also made Tribes Ascend, which is my favorite FPS game of all time, which was the fucking hardest FPS game I've ever played in my life, where hitboxes were perfectly refined, and you have to hit dudes who are like floating around at extreme speeds. If you don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, look up Tribes Ascend. It's a very high skill game. The skill floor is insanely high. Like very few, if any, weapons were easy to use. Everything was difficult to use. You had to be extremely good to play that game. Most of it was projectiles. Very little hit scan. Very fast paced game. Very fun. But if you want to argue that Paladins, oh, they don't know how to do hitboxes, well, they made Tribes Ascend, which has perfect hitboxes, so that's just not the case. But anyways, getting back to the point, Overwatch 1 skins shouldn't be this expensive. They obviously shouldn't be releasing skins for a disabled hero you can't play as. That's just stupid. And they shouldn't be delaying. Like, if you want to delay parts of the patch, that's fine. Like, delay the Mei returning if there's still a bug and they don't know how to fix it. But it's not clear that they're even working on it. Because if they're implementing new skins, maybe they aren't putting as much attention and they just don't care as much for whatever reason, even though it's their game and they probably should care a lot. Like, they should probably be like, fuck, dude, we need to fix this Mei thing. If the ice wall is the only problem that's broken, maybe just get rid of it and replace it with something else. That's what I would do. If it's truly this hard to fix. But the thing that's crazy is, didn't it work in the other game? And also, even funnier, in Paladins, there's an ability a character has that makes a wall, and there's never been a bug with it, so I'm not saying Paladins is better at all. I actually prefer Overwatch mechanically for the precision of the attacks and everything. But I prefer Paladins for the mechanics of the characters. I think they have some more interesting mechanics, and every character has like one more move than a character in Overwatch, so they have more variety in their gameplay. But Overwatch is definitely more competitive, that's for sure. It's more refined. But ironically, the bigger company can't afford new voice actors for the skins, delays patches constantly, at least so far. Maybe they'll get their shit together soon, but it's not just me that's like, I'm like mildly upset about this. Other people are raging out about this. There are people who are furious. Like, there's probably Mei mains that are like, what the fuck, dude, I just want to play as Mei, and they can't because her ice ball is bugged, and it's been bugged for a while now, and you can buy a new skin for her. Which is just bad public relations. And then, more $20 skins. They're like, dude, look at this $20 skin you want for Symmetra. Do a lot of people even play Symmetra? I don't even know. I feel like I don't run into them often. I feel like I run into, and this might just be my elo, I feel like I run into Bastion a lot, Cassidy a lot, Genji a lot, Sojourn obviously, Hanzo, Ashe, Soldiers. I don't really see too many Sombras. I don't see too many Torbjorns. Don't see too many Windows or Symmetras. Some Pharahs. But I'm sure they know who plays which characters the most. Oh yeah, I definitely see a lot of Reapers. That's an easy character to make skins for. Oh, cool, I have a Reaper skin. Alright, I'll equip it. I never play as this character, but whatever. Alright, so yeah, that's it for this one. Definitely like and subscribe if you enjoyed this or found it interesting. Also drop a comment, let me know what you think. I do have some basic beginner guides for some of the heroes. I'm still learning them too, but as I learn them, I just make little 5-tip guides for them for beginners. If you already know what you're doing, you probably already know all the things in the video. But yeah, that's it for this one. Thanks for checking this out, and I'll see you in the next one.